I notice there's a lot of off-putting reasons for filmmaking, or for people getting into that side of things. What are the positives?
Oh, the positives are, the trouble is that everybody wants, it's because you can act without being a member of the union now. People come into it thinking they can act. They just think in their head they can act, and they call themselves an actor. I do networking events to help emerging people get in the industry. And a lot of them are people who think they can do it. They don't actually know they can do it. They won't do theatre. You can only really act if you do theatre. And people go, well, Michael Caine never did theatre. Yes, he did. He did 15 years or 10 years of hard slogging theatre before he ever made a film. And he never went back to the theatre, but he was a theatre trained actor. You can only ever really understand it. So if you want to go in and do it and don't have high expectations of being a star, then that's your quid's in. I mean, too many people I meet just want to be film stars, which is ridiculous. And too many people want to be directors or producers. My wife has 4 BAFTA awards. She has an Emmy. She has an RTS award. She has a drawer full of other nominations, which she didn't win. And she's made most of her career, very successful career in television and doing one of the crafts. If you go in, as I say earlier, I'm sort of repeating myself, if you go in and see it as a job of work and you're not into one of those glamorous, so-called glamorous parts of the industry, then it is you can make a very good living. As a sound person, makeup, costume, continuity, assistant directing, design. There's so many, editing's brilliant. Sound editing is extraordinary. A profession to go in, people who provide and design the sound of a film. It's not just the recording, it's doing the Foley work, it's putting in the all kinds of effects, but also getting a bullet, getting the sound of a bullet, making that, creating that in the studio. Fantastic profession to go in. There's enormous scope for it. Sound, people never think about sound, but sound really is important to a good film. Composing is another one. Providing music for, the musicians for film, very specialist. I say film, but also television. This industry, since the 1950s, hasn't really had a film industry. People say, oh, David, you're wrong. There's a film industry for a small number of people, but the vast majority work in television. And that's where any people watching this who think they'd like a career, that's what they should look at. Go to film school to study editing or sound or any of the other crafts. Be wary about doing it as a director. There's just too many people wanting to be director.